Welcome to Ilfracombe in the 70s. I have fond memories of growing up in Ilfracombe. I was about 10 years old when my granddad took this cine film. It shows Ilfracombe and the surrounding areas. My granddad was a keen photographer and took many cine films dating back to the 1930s. As we go down the seafront leading to the harbour, on your left you'll be able to see the old pavilion where the old theatre used to be. In the 1990s, of course, it was demolished. A little further down the road winds around and you'll be able to see the harbour coming up on your right hand side. My granddad was lucky this day to see the launching of the new Lifeboat. Certainly attracted a few crowds to witness the event. Here are some keen passengers boarding the boat, ready for a trip to Clovelly. As the boat sails by the end of the pier, you can see Lantern Hill. Here we are at the steep, cobbled slopes of Clovelly, once a bustling fishing port in the days of the old smugglers. Clovelly was quite renowned for its herring and mackerel, but although fishing these days it has declined, it's still very much part of the village life. Clovelly is also known for its lobster and crab. They've been known to export them as far afield as France and Spain. Here's an iconic building, the Holiday Inn, built in 1876 and later demolished in 1976. Now we move on to the tunnels beaches. The tunnels themselves were actually carved by employing lots of Welsh miners to hand carve the tunnels, which actually lead to 3 main bathing pools. The pools are ideal for kids to swim in when the tide is out. Now we head towards Lee. Lee is situated along a rugged, undulating coastline between Ilfracombe and Woolacombe. It's not the wide open sandy beach you'll find at Woolacombe. It's pretty rugged and rocky here, quite picturesque and beautiful to explore, but certainly not ideal if you want to go surfing. Back in the 1970s, you would have been able to enjoy a lovely cream tea at the old mill house. It's the only place that boasts unrivaled sea views set on this small isolated beach. The building is a Grade 2 listed, which dates back to the 16th century. It was a mill for 400 years. Now we've arrived at Woolacombe, a seaside resort, beautiful wide expanse of sandy beach, ideal for surfing. It lies at the mouth of Westward Ho. The beach is actually 3 miles long with sand dunes, and it faces the Atlantic and the western limit of the Bristol Channel. You can see how popular Woolacombe was, even in the 1970s. These days, it's even more commercial with even more tourists, if that seems possible, looking at how many are already crowded on the beach. Not far from Woolacombe is a place called Croyde, a slightly smaller beach than Woolacombe, but I would say even more popular with surfers. Not that this is a good illustration, as the sea looked so calm when this was taken. Croyde lies adjacent to Baggy Point. It's a beautiful walk around the headland and back, and it's owned by the National Trust. A place of outstanding natural beauty. This little idyllic spot was taken at Exford. Now we move on to another beautiful spot with a neat little harbour, Porlock Weir. Certainly like going back in time, even further back than 1970. You can imagine the old smugglers here. Such a quaint little place. Well, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my granddad's old cine film.